Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and everyone in between, welcome to the comedy extravaganza that is The Adventures of E. Strap yourselves in because in this podcast we dive into hilarious personal stories, mishaps, and everyday life. From the awkward encounters at the grocery store to trying to adult in a world that seems determined to trip us up at every turn. So whether you're listening during your commute or just kicking back with a cup of coffee, get ready to laugh until your sides hurt. Here's your host, Elissa.
Well, hello, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Thanks for coming back. My name is Elissa, and I have...
Jason.
And we also have two guests, Stormi and Krista, if you guys want to introduce yourself.
Da-da-da-da.
I'm Stormi.
Krista here.
Well, that took forever.
Yeah.
So, Stormi and Krista are two of the most amazing nurses I've gotten to get to know over the last year or so. And they have decided to start a business together. And I'm very new, in finding out about it. I really haven't looked into it because I wanted to hear about it when everybody else did. So, I wanted you guys to tell us about it.
Mm-hmm. You want to start?
Sure.
Go for it.
Well, it's a couple months in the making, but I reached out to Stormi back in the fall. I'm a simulation coordinator full-time, and I was creating all this new stuff for our curriculum, and I just got to thinking, I just want to create this and have it available for other people because I didn't have a lot of that. Mm-hmm. And I reached out to Stormi because we're like-minded in the fact of, just business opportunities. We're always looking for, what's in not necessarily an easy way to make money, but worth our time, and something we can do from home.
And we
all
love
the things.
Money.
Who doesn't?
I love to pay off debt.
money.
That's our goal.
I love purses.
Yes.
You do.
Yes.
You love to spend money.
I love having babies. So I've got 4 kids, and they're all girls, and my life is expensive.
Yeah, life is expensive.
So, I reached out to her, and she is definitely okay, this is a thing. I've been wanting to do something like this for a while, and so it just kind of took off. And within no time, we had a name and a logo and all kinds of ideas. We really had to reel it in and become more realistic.
But that's good. At least you guys had more instead of less, you know?
Oh, yeah.
That's
Well, I don't know
awesome.
if you know this about me, but I'm very oh, there's a thing, let's get it done right now.
Yes.
Step by step.
Oh, no, I
let's
know
get
that.
it done.
I know that.
Yeah,
I know that.
I know, you know.
And that's why I tell Jason all the time, I'm like, poor Stormi, she's probably ready to kill me. And he's like, why? And I go, because I just finally told her I do good with a deadline. I don't know what you want from me.
I mean, that is good, though. If I had to be around people who were like me all the time, no. I don't think I would get along with anyone like me, to be quite honest with you.
But
I would get on my own nerves
you were
so bad.
the most, what's the word? What's that word where, it was on, this is going to sound so stupid. It was on the Starburst commercial where they were
dyspnea,
no, it's not. I'm going to smack you. I can't say that word. I don't know what you want from me.
What word is it?
Dyspnea.
Dyspnea?
It means shortness of breath. But see, I let Elissa do a recorded lecture for my class, and she starts to do.
I started stuttering.
Oh my gosh!
And I had done it. I had re-recorded it at least 12 times by that point. And I'm
even that part you re-recorded?
Yeah, 12. The whole thing, girl. And I was like, you know what? It is what it is at this point.
So did you pull a Benedict Cumberbatch with the penguins?
Have you heard about that? He was doing the penguin thing for Disney, and it was and so
he was narrating.
He called it a penguin at the beginning, and then each time it became a penguin and a pegweg, and it was something new every time, and he didn't know it until he had to re-listen to it.
Oh my God.
So that's me with dyspnea. Oh, I can't even say it.
Listen, I know that there's a way to edit that. There's a way to edit the audio clip and put it in this podcast. Because we have it. So you're going to have to put it in. Because the amount of times I rewound that to rewatch it was so funny. I was like, the students are going to think that's so hilarious.
Yeah. Yeah, I love
they
it.
did.
Anyway.
They did. They all enjoyed it.
See,
Okay, so I'll need to cut of that so I can edit that in. We'll do a little breakaway. And,
yeah. So I can't say certain words.
Yeah, you can't. Anyway, my point in all of that is just I'm very much there's a thing, let's get it done. I'm very linear thinker. It's step. So, and I feel like you've talked to me before about side hustles. I know that you've done several in the past, and we're, like you said, very similar. And we want to make money and eventually not work. I mean, that's the goal.
Girl,
right?
I'm here for a side hustle.
I want to go to a job all the time.
Our goal is to retire at 50.
There you
10
go.
years.
No, we have
Yeah.
9.
9. Shut
9.
up. Ain't nobody ask you, Jay.
Clock is ticking.
He's so rude.
We're only
Your
getting
timeline
older.
is more narrow than you thought, but you know.
Thanks, Krista. Thanks. Now I'm not
9
panicked
years.
at all.
You need to get that sleep shopping under control if you're trying to
Stormi,
retire
ain't
at
nobody
50,
asked you
okay?
either.
We're 10 years in. She hasn't gotten anything under control when it comes to that.
no. You need to figure out how to like sleep work instead. That would
If I
really help
could.
you towards your
If
goals.
I could, I would be way more richer than I am.
Sleep hustle.
Sleep puzzle.
There you go. Love it.
No, you were, what is that? It's on a Starbucks commercial where they're juicy, but they're not. And it's called where you're two different things.
Like a
Yeah, right? That's what you are. Because
A-
you are very type A to me, but yet you're not.
yeah. I mean, that's,
And it throws
it's
me
true.
every time. And I'm like, I don't know what's happening.
Well, I don't like to be a micromanager either. So I'm like, this is how you're supposed to do it.
Mhm.
Good
do
luck.
with that what you will.
She's like, good luck.
You know, like I'm not gonna make sure you did it right. I'm just gonna tell you. And you know, if you don't care enough about your own like job and work and whatever, then like that's on you. But like
That's
this is
fair.
what you're supposed to do. But like I'm not gonna babysit you doing it. You know what I mean? Like I feel like I'm just like that in general.
I
you
think
know?
that's a good way to be, especially in a management type position too,
Yeah.
and running a company.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
So simulations were a new thing for me because when I was in nursing school, even though it wasn't like millions of years ago, although it feels that way, we never had those.
Mhm.
So that was all new. So when I would come home and I'm like, we have sim day or whatever, my mom's like, what's that? And I'm like, listen, this mannequin cries, it sweats, it freaks me
All
out.
the things.
It moves its head. It's not. It's weird.
I tell the students they only walk and talk at night.
New fear unlocked.
So don't go teach at night.
Don't
Yes.
teach a night class.
No.
I would never want to be up there at night. No.
No.
Just no.
Really not.
Really?
Creepy. Oh gosh.
Oh,
no.
I wouldn't.
That would scare me, I think. Legit.
Okay.
No, but they are like they're good. I mean, they like you said, like they cry, they sweat, they can have like wounds, they can have drainage,
They have
can
babies?
have seizures, they can have
have
babies.
babies.
Yeah, like they've got
Yeah.
lung sounds, breath sounds, their pupils are reactive, like the whole thing.
Mm-hmm.
So in your guys' business, what part are you guys focusing on, I guess?
I feel like it's like a 2-part. So my piece, like where we had to learn this, like navigating in the first couple of months with like what does this business look like. But my passion is I love being on the computer, on Canva, whatever, resource, but I want to create the product. So, those guides for faculty. So start to finish, foolproof, ready to run for anyone. If they've never ran simulation, I wanted it to be like
Step by step.
yes, A through Z, this is what you do. And so that's like my part in my creation. Obviously, with like Stormi reviews everything, we talk about things, this is what we want to do. But then her piece of it is we need to be known. Like the people need to know who we are, what we have, and trust that, we are nursing educators and
You're not
we
a
know
fake
what we're
nurse from
talking
Florida.
about.
Right. We didn't purchase our degree
I
from
know.
Florida University.
Unfortunately, we actually had to do it, right?
Right.
What's the craziest thing you've ever done for fun? And it's like nursing school.
Yes, exactly.
100%.
Exactly. So I think you're right. Like that's something that like we had to really figure that out in the beginning because like
Yes.
it was almost like I would try. I'm like, okay, well we can hammer through this together. I'll help you. I can make these different kind of like check off sheets or like whatever it is that we want to, these simulations that we want to sell. And like, I am not creative
No.
in any capacity at all. Like I could do, I guess like the videos I can do.
Yeah, I was
The
gonna say, there's
Canva,
your
I'm like, I don't
creativity.
understand like this.
So much anxiety with Canva.
So
Just,
much.
Like staring
And I
at it,
didn't want to be like, can you just do this part? But like
That's me.
she was
Can you just
finally
do
like,
this?
why don't we just like,
yeah,
you know.
divide and conquer.
yes,
Yeah.
yes. But
Right.
nobody ever wants to be like, can I not do half the work?
Yeah. But
Can
I
you do
felt like
more
that
than
with the
me? Like,
videos, like that
Yeah.
overwhelmed me. I had never done anything like that, and she just loves that piece of it. So I think that we blend
that
well.
tends to make the perfect like combination too, like
Yeah.
of working together. Like me and Jason, I come in and wing it, and he's not. Like he has a list, he's ready to go. So I mean, I feel like that's with anything you're doing.
Yeah.
So I think
Yeah.
that's great.
So would you say you're type A
Oh yeah.
and you're
Oh, yeah.
not?
No.
See?
No.
Like,
we
do
are,
you think
we
that-
are polar opposites, yeah.
Do you think that you would be able to be married to someone who's type A like you?
I think
Or would it drive you nuts?
No, I think it would give you less stress if you were. I really do.
In some ways, but in other ways, I think it would be almost like competitive.
Too much.
Yeah.
Yeah, like
or
you've
like
got-
too rigid. Like
Yeah.
there's just
Right.
we're
Like
playing
somebody
for
wants to do
everything.
it this way and
Yeah.
I want to do it this way, and then there is no compromise.
Right.
It's just
It's gotta be
done.
balanced.
Well, Lord
Yeah.
knows we threw that out the window Friday morning in less than 30 minutes.
tell us more.
Dear God, yeah.
I gotta tell you the backstory. I promise we'll get back to you guys. So 8 years ago, very different time in our life together, Jason and I, sorry. He's always loved Metallica and wanted to go see them. And 8 years ago, it was $1,000 a ticket, and it was nosebleeds at Bainbridge. And so I was like, we'll figure it out if you want to go. And he's like, no, that's just not worth it to me for the price. So I was like, I'm going to get you there. You're going to go see them. I'm going to make sure, right? So they're doing this residency in Vegas. Well, Thursday night, I couldn't sleep. Wonderful perimenopause. So I kept trying to get in on the pre-sale that night. And it would be like one person is in the queue ahead of you. And then it would be like, hold on, we're getting your tickets. And then it would just black out and say, oh, all the tickets are sold out for this section. So I was just randomly doing it. So I was laying there and I was like, this is multiple hours later. And he's up for work. And I'm like, you know what? I never tried the double tickets. I bet those are more readily accessible because they're more expensive. And what's my dumbass do? I go in there and I click it and I have 2 in my cart. And
Wait, what's a double ticket? Like
so
2 days?
they're doing
Yeah.
2 different
Oh,
shows.
okay.
And it's
Every-
2 completely
Oh,
different shows.
So was that
Yeah.
$2,000? You had to
It was
pay?
$4,000
Oh
for both
my
tickets, for both of us to go to 2
For
shows.
2 days.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So I sent him the screen grab of it. I'm like, this is how much they are. Like, if you want them, I will make it happen. So it starts counting down. I only have 8 minutes to purchase the tickets, right? So now I'm panicked. I send him the text. He's not replying in 2 minutes. I'm getting sweaty. I run downstairs. He's in the bathroom. I'm screaming through the door, do you want these tickets or not? And he's like, well, I guess YOLO, right? And I'm like, okay. So I'm trying to check out. My debit card's expired. I have 1 minute and 18 seconds.
Oh my gosh.
So finally we get the tickets. I didn't even think I got them until I got the email that said, congratulations, you scored tickets. So I looked at him. I go, I guess we're going back to Vegas. I didn't even pick the day. Like, I just clicked on a random day. So I'm like, well, I guess we're going to Vegas on this day now. Surprise.
Oh my gosh.
So he looks at me and he goes, okay. He goes, well, our flights are booked. And I go, okay, well, the Venetian's booked. We spent more money in 30 minutes on Friday morning than I have in a very long time.
Oh
Even
my
through all your sleep
gosh.
shopping.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Wow.
I love that.
Yeah.
So we're going to Vegas in October again.
Look
Well,
at
maybe one day we
you.
can be like that, Stormy, to
I
spend
know.
$4,000
I know.
on
I'm
tickets.
once my feet pics take off, you know.
How's that going? It's going so great, right?
It's so great that I had to get a
We
side
did
hustle.
consider that as a
You know,
side
and I
hustle.
still work
but,
full time.
you know,
It's going so well.
it's going great.
It's fabulous. My feet are just living their best life.
Best life.
But yeah, so I think that's
So
awesome.
funny.
So you guys sell your whole product and it's all in one and it's front to back, sim,
Yep.
and how to run it and everything.
Yeah. So right now, we have 5 total simulation guides. So we sold or are selling them all separately, but then we bundled all of them where basically you buy 4, get 1 free in our bundle. So
Awesome.
So then it's like a whole, fundamentals level is really where we started, but obviously we'll grow from there and do more med surge and OB and peds or whatever else.
Oh,
so
that
yeah,
sounds terrible.
sky is the limit.
Oh, being pizza is not my thing.
Oh,
Yeah. no.
So I guess I'm for the
Non-nurse?
uneducated, yeah,
The non-nurse.
non-nurse that's sitting over here. You talk simulation,
Mm-hmm.
obviously you have these lifelike mannequins, those stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Are you talking that this is a programmed software that you're putting in place to have specific instances, that kind of thing for that specific mannequin? Or is this something like different, like the actual
Like, are they pre-programmed?
Right.
is
yeah.
what you're
is it like
asking.
is it you're selling like the programming packages to kind of learn and train through these different things, or
it's a good question.
Yeah, good question. So it's more like these mannequins, like the good thing about our bundles and like all of our sims is that there's several pieces to it. So there's ways to prepare the students before they come in. And then there's also guides in there of like flow sheets of what's supposed to happen. So all of them are about something. I think we have one that's like for hypoglycemia, so low blood sugar. So then it's going to run you through like you as the facilitator, the nurse you're going to like control the mannequin. It's going to tell you here, make the oxygen this, make the blood sugar this, make the patient say this. And then you'll speak for the patient. So just a way, like, you're expected to have that mannequin already in your program, and then this is how you kind of run that. However, we also include standardized patient scripts as well. So some places, if they don't have high fidelity mannequins like that, a standardized patient just being like, you, me, or anyone who wants to act as an actor. And then those, we would have a script for them as well, and tell like how it's supposed to kind of unfold.
So it could really work for any program.
Oh yeah,
at any level,
any
honestly.
equipment.
Yeah.
I mean, we obviously have equipment we favor and like what we use, but it's not what we have
Yeah, but
designed.
you guys
It's
are
not
fancy.
specifically for.
Like, you guys have fancy stuff.
We're
You
blessed.
guys are very
for sure.
lucky, for sure. And those students are very lucky, too, because
Oh, thank you.
it's very nice.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I mean, that's a good thing about, at least, like, that I think we have that not every college has, is like, I've never had to worry that, like, if I ask for something, hey, can I get this thing out of the budget? Like, my boss has never told me no, ever. Like, it's just always been like, oh, we'll find the grant money, or we'll
we'll
write
figure it out.
There may be a delay,
There-
but somehow,
yes, exactly. Exactly. There's some hoops to jump through for sure when you deal with that kind of stuff, but like, not every college is that lucky, I think.
Yeah.
So you're
I
right.
definitely don't. Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah.
Not everybody's lucky at all.
Yeah, because when you were going to school, you had nothing.
I went to the Kokomo, man.
Yeah.
The
You went to the
Kokomo.
The Coke.
The Kokomo, and it was something else, okay? I've been to that state hospital, and I do not ever want to go back again.
Oh, gosh.
Have you ever been there?
I did clinical there when I was in nursing school.
Really?
At the actual hospital? Like, the old one, or?
No, I
'Cause they
forget what it was
moved.
called. Okay, because this
No.
would have been a long, long time ago. It was for my mental health clinical. We went somewhere in Kokomo.
Yeah, I guarantee it was the same place, and
Probably.
it's sketch. It's sketch at best.
Yeah, I remember the stories.
Yeah. So anyway, good old Kokomo.
Well, but I feel like nursing school in general, like, I had a horrible experience in my LPN program. Like, that's literally when I was in my LPN program was when I thought, I'm going to be a teacher, because my teachers are absolutely horrible. Literally found one of my teachers sleeping in a break room during a clinical.
Oh my god.
Yes. It was just like, holy crap. Like, is this really how this goes? And the students say that all the time, like, oh, like, I had to teach myself. Or you hear that about like what students say, like,
Right.
online. I don't hear our students say that, at least not to my face. So, but like,
Stormi was
that's how
sleeping.
I felt going to school. So I knew then, I'm like, I've got to get into education, because this is wild.
Yeah.
Yeah. Ours was too. It wasn't that bad or anything, but it was. There were definitely some growing pains happening when I was in nursing school. So a lot of things I felt like slipped through the cracks, and I definitely was on the losing end of that. So,
Yeah.
I hate that. I'm glad you're here now.
hey, listen, I failed the NCLEX once. I wasn't going to do it again. I tell everybody that story because in the nursing world, like, that is, to me, in my mind, it's always been very embarrassing until, like, the last few years I've really embraced it because that's who I am. Like, I failed. It is what it is. But I think it's so important that students hear that because that stupid test does not dictate who you are or who you're going to be as a nurse.
Yeah,
I think
100%.
And
No,
I feel
totally.
like,
and I feel like when you told me that, I said, tell them that. Like,
you
make
did.
sure you
That's
go
exactly
tell them
what
that.
you said, and I did. And
Yeah.
So, but that was also when you could get all 375 questions,
Oh, yeah.
which I did the second time.
It's
Wonderful.
changed so much.
Oh my God, yeah.
It's changed so much since
Well,
then.
nursing has changed. Honestly, as much as I hate to say it, COVID really has changed everything about nursing.
Mhm.
Good, bad, and indifferent.
Totally.
It's changed me. I don't like to go out and be around people anymore, too.
Nope. Mm-mm.
We were out somewhere over the weekend, and I go, okay, can we be done now?
Yeah.
Can
Time
we
to
go home now?
Mhm.
I'm over it.
Well, have you told them about, like the church and,
Oh, they all found out the next day because that's my new vocal stem. As I yell, we bought a church.
No. But I mean, what are our new plans? It
Oh,
sounds like are.
I've decided we're gonna make it into a home,
Oh, okay.
and we're
A
gonna
home?
move
Oh,
into
the
it.
downsizing that you
Really?
mentioned. And I love that.
Because the more I thought about it, and I was trying to, my brain obviously works way different than Jason's, but I was like, the way I look at it is the building's already bought and paid for. Everything we do going forward, we were going to pay out of our pockets anyway.
Yeah.
And so I told him, I said, if interest rates get to a point where it's smart to sell our house, we can cash out. Everything else has already been paid for in cash. Like, we're just on the upside.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, to me, that means we can travel more, we can do more things when you don't have a mortgage payment. You know what I mean? When you don't have that extra going out. And at that point, we could pay everything off that we have a loan on, like cars and everything, and be completely debt-free, truly.
Mm-hmm.
I love that. Such a good goal.
That's where I want to do.
Yeah, debt can be paralyzing. That's
I'm just
definitely
over all
like
the
what
things.
drives me. Yeah.
I could do a whole podcast on that for sure. Yes.
Yeah, she's super inspiring with that. With debt
Stormi, actually, funny enough, before I ever even really met you, my best friend Lacey, who's been on, was like, you have to talk to Stormi. She's changed my life with this whole financial thing. Like, and she explained it all to me. So when I met you, I already knew all that.
Oh, yeah.
So she's
really
very
nice.
smart with money, Jason. Not like me at all. More like you.
That's why you keep me around.
Thank
So,
you.
More like you.
You know, the investments.
Yeah,
you know,
not me at all.
Yeah.
I'm like, sounds like fun. Let's do it.
Yeah, like Vegas. I mean, that was literally.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I'm very appreciative of it, obviously, but it was very much a holy shit.
So I said, hey, next year for 12, does that mean I get a $10,000 ring? He goes, is that what you want? Or do you want a trip? I said, I want both.
I mean, you have a while to save.
Right.
So there you go.
I got a wild imagination.
Mm-hmm.
So how's the side hustle working out with all your kids? Because I know you got a whole gaggle, Krista, and Stormi's got a couple of crush goblins. That's what we like to call them around
Yes,
here.
that's true.
Because we don't have any.
That fits.
Don't. Sorry, Max trying to escape.
Don't let him get me. Don't let him get me.
He'll just hop over here and
Yes. He tried to attack me
There,
earlier.
he did.
Lay down.
I think we are
Aw.
balancing it really well. Of course, you know, we have that flexibility in, you know, our teaching loads look different, and just all of the ins and outs of already working full time. So that's the great thing. And we've had to remind each other that, like, this is our thing. It's okay. Like, when we came up with all of this back in October, we set a launch date for March. So we officially have been launched for almost a week tomorrow. Yay.
Awesome.
Yay.
Congrats.
Very
So we had
nice.
all that time to just prepare and get some things ready, and we already felt ahead, including a branded partnership with a company that we use their products.
Oh, that's awesome.
So we're working with them pretty
Congratulations on that.
closely.
That's big.
Yeah, we thought so too, for having, like, we're a company that wasn't even a thing yet,
Right.
and he really took a
Yeah.
leap of faith with his company to brand with us. So
That's awesome.
yeah.
Yeah, that
I
is
was-
very cool.
This is not off the subject, but I was actually on our way home today driving, and I was thinking about Stormi was telling me about how her kid edits their videos for him, and I said, because I said, I'm elderly, can you teach me how to do this? And so I was thinking actually about how you guys have younger kids, and about how you probably have an advantage, because I'm ancient at this point, and I've recently heard that Facebook is for elderly people.
Yeah, that's what the kids say.
Yeah,
Okay,
that's
they
why
say
I don't
that.
have it. You know what I
That's
mean?
what
I'm
I
like,
heard.
it's for the
You're
old people.
saying young and hip.
Okay,
Young and
Krista,
hip.
enough.
Krista's on that TikTok, okay?
She's on that TikTok
I
trend.
really actually not. I only
I'm not even good at that.
Truthfully, Stormi would send me videos like, "Oh, this is a cool idea. We should do this." She knows all the TikTok trends for our stuff, and I couldn't ever see them. So I literally signed up for TikTok to see what she sends me in a text, and I'm like, now I can view them.
Oh my
Yay.
gosh.
Don't ever get on there. And I'm like, hey, what's our stats for our, what's this video? How many views?
I'm halfway jealous because, like, I'm on my phone too much. Like, I have just recently started using my Do Not Disturb, which has just been fantastic.
She really has, because I'm like,
I
I
use
haven't
it.
heard from her since yesterday at
I
lunch.
have to say, for my mental health, it's not you, it's me. Okay, it's
And I
me
really-
because I'm like
We know
a
it's you.
freaking, like, I got ADD. If there's a message, I'm like, oh, this must be an emergency. I must reply. And I'm just on it all the time. So when
I
it
am
doesn't
proud of you.
buzz, I'm
Yeah.
like, I'll check it.
No,
when
I
need
love
to check
that. I
it.
need to do that. I really do.
I
It's
need to
so
be better
helpful.
about that,
Yeah.
especially like if it buzzes, I get anxious, and I'm like, especially if it's an email, a work email, I'm like,
Yeah.
and then Stormy will text me and be like, hey, did you? I'm like, I already got it
Yes, you're
because
so
I'm
good.
panicked about it.
I've always,
too
like, I've
good.
been told, like, when you're saying yes to something, you're saying no to something else. And as a mom, I already feel the guilt of 4 kids, and I'm rocking my infant, and my teenager is needing mom time. And I'm like, I already feel that guilt, So if I have my phone and the more social media, everything that I add, it's like I'm saying yes to this and no to my own children. I can't live with that.
Yeah, but you know what?
So true.
That's so amazing that you have what is the Forethought? Is that what I'm thinking?
The awareness of
Yeah,
it.
I don't know
and-
my
yeah.
words sometimes, so Jason has to come in for me.
I would have went with that. That sounded nice.
Forethought of no sounded good, right?
It's very eloquent.
It is.
You know
like-
me, I'm an
like
eloquent ass
dyspnea.
bitch, you know? What'd you say?
Like dyspnea. That word.
Shut up. I can't. You say one word wrong one time, and this is what you get. Actually, I
wrote it
can't
down.
say any words right ever, so it just is what it is.
It's okay. It's just you. It's your
But no,
Tourette's.
you had the forethought to think, though, about that. Like, I'm not going to lie, with my ADHD, that's not how my thought process goes. And that's how I get down rabbit holes. And next thing I know, I've been on my phone for 2 hours. Like, so it's amazing that you have that self-awareness to know
you.
that. So that's great. I wish I had that. I need to be better about that.
It's tough. It's hard. And it's hard to live without a phone for some time, you know?
I know I went to the bathroom earlier with no phone. I'm not going to lie. And I was like, what did I used to do in the dark ages? And I'm like, where's the bottle so I
Yeah,
can
where's
read
the
it?
shampoo bottle to
Where's
read
the
it? Yeah.
bottle
Lather,
at?
rinse, repeat. Lather, rinse, repeat.
And I'm like,
Yeah.
wow, that's so exciting.
Oh,
My husband
shoot.
keeps word searches in the bathroom, so or not word searches, sorry, crosswords. There's a difference. Crosswords are much harder. I
They're
don't
much
like
harder. I like
them.
word searches way better.
I do too.
If we had to choose in our house, it would be a word search every
Yes,
time.
100%.
That's
Me
so
too.
funny. Oh my gosh.
So what else is going on,
So
guys,
funny.
with you? I'm sure
Oh.
something exciting.
We're in the middle of I don't know, middle. We're partnering with another business. That's something new.
Yeah.
We met with them last week, so that's I would say a done deal.
Yep. So
Yeah.
working on some like affiliate stuff. So
Yeah.
and it's possible that we may be going to like the simulation
Yeah.
conference this summer.
Mhm.
One of the guys that we partnered with is talking about potentially getting us out there. So that
Hey, I'm an
is
amazing
helpful.
wingman. You just let me know.
Heck yeah.
I'll be on my very best behavior.
Yes.
you won't.
We don't like good behavior. I don't.
Speaking of good behavior,
That's why we're balanced because we're totally opposite in
We
that.
really are. God bless her.
I feel like
She has
the
to
whole-
deal with
the
me.
whole
I cuss
office
all
is
the
though, really.
time, and ouch. You know.
who are you
I
talking
know.
to?
That's
I'm
fine.
worse than you ever thought about being.
I'll just crawl in my
Well.
hole. Don't worry about me over here. Live under my rock.
Live under my rock. What's been the most embarrassing or cringeworthy moment that you've had, like with the business, doing something for the business? Does that make sense?
Yeah. You can.
I
I,
feel like
already
you-
know mine. I didn't know if you thought of it.
I was
Yeah.
just gonna say probably just us trying to get comfortable in front of the camera.
Uh-huh.
I feel like
Totally.
I'm probably not horrible because I feel like I'm just I'm constantly in front of students and trying to be animated and like whatever. So I don't feel necessarily uncomfortable in front of it. But like we put out our first video and Daphne, one of our coworkers, she zooms in. She's like, God, Stormy, why do you look like a blow up doll in this picture? I'm like, a blow up doll? And then what'd she say to you?
She texted me and said that I looked like a drunk person at one point in the video. And then she was like, you guys need to take a shot and get more comfortable. And I'm like, I just feel like it comes with time. You get in front of the camera, you know?
See, you like it.
Yeah, right. So
gosh.
that's just, I'm a behind the scenes. I don't want spotlight. So this, like, you know, when we decided this has to be a piece of our business, we have to be known. No one's going to buy our stuff or even like maybe trust us until they know, like, we're real. We
You
want
have
to
to
be
put a face with a name.
Exactly. Like we want to be funny, but we also want to provide that education. And if I'm in there with like 40 students, I can blah, 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 blah. I'm super comfortable. I'm chill. And I'm even funny. Like literally I'm funny.
So
But
funny.
then behind the camera, I'm like robotic and I'm like, have to look at my paper and I'm nervous and sweating. And like, what is it? You know,
Yeah.
so
No, I do get that
It is
more
definitely
than
cringeworthy.
you can imagine because I like to believe that I am funny too. Actually, Jason and I were just having this conversation the other night in bed. I like to believe I'm funny too, and I'm like, but what cracks me up is when we did this, we didn't do video. Like it only started out as voice, and we had so much fun. I felt like it was very stiff at the beginning. Obviously, it comes with time, but then we integrated video in, and I'm like, I don't want none of that.
I know.
I'm
I'm
like,
like, delete.
I know, and then I'm like,
delete.
why are you out here making me look like Shrek?
Can we re-record that?
Oh, yeah.
He had me out here looking like Shrek in
Well,
a couple
hey,
episodes.
I literally had to spend like a month and a half. Like we tested camera angles and different lighting.
Yeah,
and
Zach Morris with that
all-
wonderful angle you had.
Whoa.
Morris.
Because he looked over one day and was like,
No,
I was like, okay, Zach Morris.
a buddy of mine called this out because he watches the podcast religiously, and at the very end, when we were fading to black, the camera switched when we both say goodbye. It hit her, and then it came to me, and then I just kind of looked a little sideways at the camera as it faded to black, and he called it out. And he was like, oh, that was a kind of moment.
Yeah.
Oh
So,
my
and now it's
gosh.
just stuck ever since.
It's just toppled downhill. Eh?
Yeah.
You poor thing.
Yeah. So now I have to make sure that every angle is the best for you.
That's a gentleman.
Oh, yeah.
What a guy.
Allegedly. This is all allegedly. That's my new favorite word, allegedly.
There's no proof.
There is none.
None.
Zip zero.
Mm-mm.
It's rude. I'm telling you.
Oh my gosh.
Guys, so I was just trying to think in my Elissa humor, if your brand had to have a warning label, like a funny one, what would you guys put on it? Oh, that was really, sorry. I really got you with that one. Stormy's like, and I'm going to kill you now.
Oh yeah. Well, see, I chose to wing this. That's
Yeah,
my
I
own
would
problem.
say warning, this is cringeworthy.
Yeah,
because
I did
these
it.
are two old women trying to be cool.
Speak for yourself.
That's
okay?
how
I'm like,
young
I'm
and
still on
fruitful.
Facebook. You're not. I don't know who you're talking to.
I know, but I have older, my oldest is in, up there in age, high schoolish, So I'm like,
Yeah, but
the
that should
social
make you
media
cool.
piece. Yeah, you would think, but like I feel very cringeworthy. Like, oh, your mom, like is doing these.
Okay,
TikTok
well, I'm the one
videos.
over here going, I'm a cool mom from like 2002. Okay, so it's okay.
It's rough out there,
It
out there
is.
on social
Because
media right now.
I don't want them to feel anything from me being on there doing, being.
Well,
Yeah.
when this started with, Gage, we can call him Gage now. I told him, like, this is happening. I'm giving you a heads up. Like, I won't say your name because if you're embarrassed. And he was like, I don't care. I tell everybody. I'm like, okay, that's on you, buddy.
yeah.
Kids
So.
do think it's cool. Kids do think. My husband's had a podcast he just dissolved it after 10 years. So he taught photography for a long time, and he had like a rather large following, but it was very time consuming, as you probably know. But like my kids love it. My son, like, he's been obsessed, like, my dad's famous type thing for like a long time.
I
so
love that, though.
yeah, I think that kids think that it's cool, to an extent. Like,
Yeah.
not that like
It's
my
probably a me
kids-
thing. Totally.
Oh, well, I mean, for sure. We're most critical of ourselves.
Yeah.
too,
Always.
But it's rough out there. Like, it's just social media in general. Like, we just posted, like, we've been going for a week, posting our stuff for a week. And so one of our videos went like, I wouldn't say went viral, but we have like 25,000 views on this one
and
video.
not even a week. Yeah.
And so this video was about like where we had, we're trying to show, hey, like, you can, what we do and what I always do in our fundamentals class, I'll mix some water with thickener, give them to the students, make them try it. Like, usually we'll all be like holding them up, like, okay, I'm like, hold them up. Let's take it. I've got some lime up here and some salt. We're going to take it like a shot or whatever. But so I make them all do it. And we had posted that video, and like some of the comments are just like, why would you do that?
Yeah, like we were horrible people.
I'm so glad my nursing instructors were nice. Like, what's the point of this? And I'm just like, wow, I really thought that this would
I
go
know.
over better.
Well,
So
that's
much criticism,
crazy.
I feel.
Well,
I
we
know.
did, like, we put a funny kick to it, not like that. It just, to us, and what I've respected about Stormy and her teaching is like the empathy piece. Like, if we're gonna make our students, like our patients, if they're ordered the thickener, it just would be nice to just have some of that.
You
like,
need to know how to sympathize with them. Like,
Yes,
you know that
yeah.
tastes terrible.
well, even
Yeah.
the colostomy, like how she makes all of her students wear the colostomy, we put them on each other the other day and put all the stuff in them, and just that
And our
creates
poop spray.
Yeah, the poop, spray.
in it, as
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah, that's gonna be a really
Gotta
good
have
video.
the
yeah.
scent.
The
Oh.
scent.
Yeah.
So she-
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah.
She got it out, and I said, don't. And she goes, oh. And I was like, don't.
Listen, then we took it and we threw it away in Daphne's trash can.
I don't know if she ever realized.
You know
that,
what?
but
She
did.
that was
she
her last
deserves
day.
that after everything she has bequeathed me.
Bequeathed you. Oh my gosh. No,
There's a
but,
lot of
like,
bequeathing happening.
Apparently.
It's wild.
Bequeath Latifah.
It's just wild because like I've kind of had to reel myself in because I am an inappropriate person. Like, and I use humor and like inappropriateness to like level with people. And I feel like that's part of the reason that I'm received well by my students in general, because they feel like, okay, like she's not some like freaky professor old lady. They think, oh, she's one of me.
Fun.
Like, oh, I get it.
She's a person. Yeah.
So I'm trying to bring that to our channel more so. And it's just like, I'm like, I don't want to be received like someone who's just trying to like haze our students, because that's not like the students. I've never heard a student be like, I can't believe you'd make me do this.
Right.
Like, you're just being mean, you know?
Yeah.
But like, I feel like sometimes like it could be easy for someone to look at that and be like,
well, and I'm
what's
sure
their motive, you
from
know?
a non-nursing, like somebody who's never been through nursing school too, or never been a nurse, it's probably extremely confusing.
True. That's so true.
And it
That's
probably
true.
does look like we're hazing
I
or you're
know.
hazing, but that's just not the way it works.
That's not. I mean, it does have a point and a purpose, and I think that that's just something that obviously like that hasn't been a super huge deal, but I can see, because I plan to continue doing videos like that, because we do a lot of fun like interactive things with our students that I think would be beneficial for a lot of schools to do. And I feel those videos are probably going to do really well with comments that are potentially going to be hurtful, and I'm going to have to be ready for that.
And wipe
me
my
too.
tears, because
Yeah.
I'm going to have to, thicken my skin.
The internet's a
Exactly.
terrible place.
It
And
really
for
is.
every
It's
good
rough.
comment, I
Yeah.
feel like there's 5 negative ones.
Oh, yeah.
For sure.
Yeah, we have to be prepared for that. And
We
our
do.
audience, obviously, while we appreciate non-medical views and,
Right.
if you have something to say, let us know.
But most of it's made up
We
of
have a
my-
target
Yeah.
audience. So, if my family, just even for instance, I've even thought about this, like in a video, we were moving the mannequins. And as educators, we know that we had to assemble them. So their parts fall off, so we're making comments like, oh, the vagina fell out. But if my family were to watch that, they would be like, why is Krista talking like that? But that's just my role and my job. I've been in healthcare for over 20 years.
Yeah.
So no, I don't speak like that, because that's not me, but it's, so I almost feel like,
You feel like it's a double
yes,
kind of like,
yeah, like what's that side of her personality? That's not
That's
her.
so interesting, because I don't feel like I knew that.
Yeah.
I don't feel like I knew that that's something you would worry about. Like,
Yeah,
with your family.
it has been this week. And not even just, but even like some of my friends or like people I go to church with, or like if they were to watch my video, like they don't know my professional side.
That makes
And
sense.
while it's funny and I don't mind it, and it's obviously out there now for the world to see, but I did have a few like,
Well, you're
you know what I
speaking to
mean?
the queen
Yeah.
of it, because
So-
I mean, when this came out, I mean, we didn't tell any of our family. Like,
Yeah.
it just happened, and
It kind of trickled in with telling family members after a certain amount of time, and like expressing like, hey, and telling specific family members like,
don't listen.
don't listen.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
You don't
I
want
mean,
to
that's
listen
true.
to this.
Yeah.
I
No.
don't want that for you, and I definitely don't want that for this awkwardness between us. You know what
Christmas
I
will
mean?
just be fucking awkward after
Yeah,
that.
it's,
you
it's
know?
already
Like-
it's already awkward anyway because I'm there. But no, I think the most shocking one though was Jason's very, very religious grandmother. Knows that we have the podcast. She knows how I am. She knows how I speak. And I definitely tone it way down for her. But like I'm still me. But one day she said something about, well, I want a T-shirt, and I said, Grandma, you know, like my podcast is extremely inappropriate. And she goes, I know, that doesn't mean I have to listen to it, but I can still wear a shirt. And I was like, okay.
See, and that's how it should be. I
It
love
really
that.
should. It
Yeah.
really should. But that's not, I mean, especially I feel like roughly our age group,
Yeah.
our parents and our grandparents, though, especially, are not here for any of this. Like any of the openness, any of the open talk, like just saying the word vagina would have been,
Oh, I know.
cringeworthy
Yeah.
for them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Right.
So I think it's just such a different mindset too.
Yeah.
And I just find that interesting.
That is interesting. Well, that is super interesting.
Yeah.
Well, you're going to have to tell me.
If I'm
Because
ever super uncomfortable.
There's nobody in my life that would be surprised to hear me talk any type of way like that. They'll be like, oh, there she is. Okay, yeah, there she is. So, yeah. So, I mean, I can take those.
She can
those
pull up.
things,
She
yeah.
can put up the Slack. Just say the words vagina. No, I'm just kidding.
That's right. I say vagina all day.
Vagina, vagina. I just couldn't help myself.
Never can.
Do you follow that girl who has Tourette's on TikTok?
Which
Balin-
one? Oh, I watched
Balin
her. We
something?
watched her show. We
See,
find
I
her
haven't watched
hilarious.
her show. Oh, she's so funny. She's so. Have you seen her?
Yeah, you sent that video.
I like it when she
hilarious.
talks
Watch 'em
about her
constantly.
boyfriend Colin and like
Colin!
jacking off George Washington or something. Do you remember that one?
Yeah.
Jacked off George Washington. And after
All
she
the
gets it
comments
out,
are so funny.
she's like, sorry about that, George Washington.
the comments are like, "Wow, Colin's been busy."
And he just rolls with it,
He
which makes
does.
me like him even more.
So
Well, I
funny.
mean, he's been with her for some time now, so you would have to think that at some point it is who they are.
He
Yeah,
probably doesn't
totally.
even think twice about it.
Yeah.
I
anymore.
will tell you, my respect for her raised about 20 points. And again, I'm very head in the sand like Krista is about a lot of things, not the same things you are, but I hadn't heard about the guy with Tourette's at maybe it was the BET Awards or something.
It was the BAFTAs.
BAFTAs, that's what it was.
Oh, this was like the racial comment,
Yes,
right?
Yeah.
and he
Yeah.
had
About
he
that.
has Tourette's. Well, Balin came out and posted about how like you don't pick your tics, you don't pick the things you say. It's not something that's on your mind, and that's why it comes out. It's not something you've thought. Like it just happens, and you have zero control. But the way she put it and how eloquently it was put, I was like, you know what? For her being, she's young, like she's like what 22, 23, something like that. I'm like, good for her for standing up too for you know him, somebody she doesn't even know.
Yeah,
So.
Yeah.
for sure. I can't imagine having like tics in general, and then like having the balls to get on a camera and accept an award.
Right.
Like, how afraid would you be that you would do something like that? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, I can't even talk on a normal day. Like, I'm not joking. I couldn't imagine getting up there and being like, like shut up, Jason.
That
zoom
will be
in on that part?
that'll be the thumbnail. That'll be the thumbnail for this episode.
And time out. I just want everybody, including you guys, to know that last week's thumbnail was so amazing. Not at all. That I looked at him and I said, I've lost 80 fucking pounds in this thumbnail. You can't even tell I have. Why did you pick it? He said, I don't pick it. YouTube does. Now, sir, I'm just heard you say that you picked the thumbnail. So you've lied to me at some point.
Oh
No.
We're going to have to talk about this in therapy.
No, because you made the face twice, so the algorithm with YouTube, if there's something that comes up consistently, that's typically what it pulls as a thumbnail.
Oh.
Yeah. See? Now you did it a third time.
I know, we're just doing it for kicks and giggles at that point.
I do think there's a way to pick a thumbnail.
You'll have to teach Jason. We're elderly.
I'm gonna have to ask my son because he's the one who does all that. I'll let him know.
We don't have anybody younger than us in this household, and you can definitely tell. That's why we're on the face of the book.
I pay him $5 a video to edit.
You know why?
My video.
You can send him this
He
way.
loves it, and he does so good. He does so
He does
good.
really good.
He really
He's my
does.
business partner.
He really is.
Oh,
Right?
okay. No.
What
So
am I
really,
good
you've
for
been
anyway?
dealing
I don't-
with a 12-year-old this whole time. No, I don't know how old he is.
Literally. No, yeah, he's 13.
No,
You're
Oh,
right
that's
there.
close.
Yep. So funny.
We don't have that luxury in our life.
No. I'll be editing later tonight.
Yeah, I know.
Yep.
Jason does everything. I have an idea. He's like, okay. And I'm like, okay. And then 20 episodes later, he's like, we're still doing it. And I'm like, okay.
Well, you said you wanted to continue on.
No,
so.
I did, but I just literally show up. Everybody thinks I'm joking when I say that.
No.
Like, Jason literally does everything.
I've tried to. I want you to like build topics and things like that a little bit more, like that way, because this was based off of your, life experiences and adventures and shenanigans and
Something
bullshit
like
you got into when you were younger and still to this day. And
Time out. We have a hamster story, though.
squirrel.
I forgot about Krista's new
Circle-
obsession with hamsters.
Circling back to hamsters.
Well,
Yes.
so we've told the hamster story on here, but I'll just briefly summarize it. When I was very young, my brother bought me and him a hamster for Christmas. On Christmas morning, I woke up and my hamster's body was on one side of the cage and its head was on the other, and his hamster was still very much alive. Okay, it went cannibal hamster on us. I don't know
they
what
were
happened.
caged together.
Yeah, but they had always been together. They were like
Oh.
siblings too. Like they had came together.
Oh.
Right? Wake up on Christmas morning, I find this, I go screaming to Brenda, and she's like, it's not dead. And then they get in there and they're like, oh, it's definitely dead. So they take my brother's hamster out and they end up shooting it with a BB gun. and burying it in a Chinese takeout box. Now, this is where it gets really good.
Oh.
So my brother felt really guilty for years after that. Well, where we lived, the ground had just eroded enough, and the box was disintegrated, and that hamster skeleton was like...
Wait,
and
do it again so that can be the
we
cover,
found
please.
it. So that was my sad hamster story
Oh,
for
Christmas has never been the same, has
That's
it?
so sad.
you. It never is, though,
With
really.
the Chinese takeout box. Oh, no.
We're pretty classy like that.
I love that.
You
It is
die
sad
around
they
here, you
don't
get
live
the train.
longer. I mean, I really love them so much.
Yeah,
They're like my little grand
I didn't know they were
hamsters.
only grand hamsters. My grand hamsters.
They're my babies.
I love. She said they only lived 2 years. That makes me really sad. And I was like, I didn't even know they lived that long, to be honest.
Oh
Yours
my
lived a few
gosh.
seconds.
It was like a week.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
We don't want to talk about that no more. Yours are all though alive and well, so it's
Yes.
okay.
Oh, no. That's so sad.
I'm dead. I'm dying over here. I can't even pull it together. This is the dead baby joke all over again right here.
Dead baby joke. What?
Yeah, I remember when I worked at Gigi's and they're like, what did you
Oh.
have? Elissa said dead baby, and I actually had. That's another story for another day. Anyway, she goes, and then I giggled because I'm like, oh, are we rolling with dark humor? And then they were all like, and then I was like, oh, okay, I'm just going to laugh by myself. That's what happened.
Now I remember.
Oh, my
Yep.
God.
Yeah, now you remember.
Yep. Now I remember. You came home and told me that story. Yeah.
But, well, guys, we're so glad that you guys came on. We really are. Thanks
for having us.
Yes, thank you so much.
It's
for
not as
having
scary
us.
as you thought it was, is it?
I don't think I was scared. I just didn't. It's like the unknown. Like,
Well, I think like we're so new that we're like,
right.
well, we're not a success story yet. You know, it's
Right.
like we're just really an idea.
But I feel
just
like
floating
we
out
are,
there.
though. We are in some ways, you know?
We are.
Yeah.
We are. Yeah.
For companies to take a chance on us being so new.
That's true.
And,
That's true.
That makes oh, wow. Okay. I'm done now. I'm having Tourette. I can't even talk.
Well, is there really any other competitor in the market that's doing this right now for this kind of
Yeah,
scenario?
I wouldn't think there'd be a whole lot out there.
Well, that's the thing. I feel like for us, we are looking to like our target audience is nursing faculty. No, there's really not anyone else doing exactly what we're doing, like to be a resource for nursing faculty. Most everyone in the market is trying to be a resource for a nursing student, which is probably smarter because there's a lot more nursing students than there are nursing faculty.
So ideally, more money, really.
Yeah,
so
exactly,
maybe
at the end of the
branching
day.
out
100%. But that's what we said is like nobody's doing what we're doing. Now, we have a lot of competition with like, you know, the people who make these high fidelity mannequins, they make simulations, you know, it's even the guy that is with us, like who has supported us, he makes little simulations for his like glucometers and thermometers that he makes. And like, you know, there's competition in that way. ChatGPT, that's huge competition because you could do some of the stuff there. Right. But I think the idea here is that like, you know, AI is never going to be able to do as good a job as an actual nurse educator making this product who's lived it, who knows exactly this is how it's supposed to go because we've ran these sims before, you know? And so as far as competition goes, no, it's just that we need to make people see like the value of it. And truly like this idea has formed from like true experience of like, I've been a new educator and I remember how lost I was when I, you know, like I didn't know how to run my own sim when I went in there and was expected to do it the first time. Is very intimidating. Same with teaching a class, which I'm sure you feel sometimes as well. Like it was scary. The first year was scary, and I wish there was a roadmap of like do this, do this, do this, do this, and like we make that. You know.
Because not every place has like, you know, my role as the sim coordinator. I'm not in the classroom. Like I've been pulled from all of those duties to focus on that and, you know, some other lab and clinical opportunities as well. But not every campus or every college has that. So then this will be a good resource for those faculty. Like I don't have that, you know, person to be able to run everything and I need to know how to do it.
Well, so. Especially if a college is just starting out and trying, like, you know, they don't want to pour the money into these expensive high fidelity mannequins. Like you could still have a program and then just, make it fit too.
And use just real people. Yeah.
Absolutely. Jason and I were actually watching Trevor Noah last night. He did it. I don't know if it was an interview or a talk show or what, but he was actually saying, what is it? Nurses aren't nice. He's never met a nurse that was nice. But he went on to say that nurses are always kind, and that's really what counts. Like, you can go in and be nice and sympathize with the patient and be like, oh, yeah, like that heart attack must really suck. But like at the end of the day, if we're not kind, like what are we there for? And he actually went on to say that's something that AI can't give you. They can give you kind. Or they can give you nice, they can't give you kind.
Yeah, the word structure.
100%.
They can't, give you the actual tone of empathy and understanding and everything else.
Yeah. And so it just kind of fit perfectly, too. So I like that.
I like that a lot. I like that a lot because, like, not only that, but, like, when we are kind and we listen and we hear these people's stories, like, it also, like, we as humans are able to be like, okay, well, now I'm going to do something about that. Let me go see if I can reach out to this resource in the community to help this patient, or let me go spend a little bit of extra time in there when I'm done passing my meds with this room because this guy needs to talk more, or something like that. Like, AI can't do those things for you, and neither can a real virtual nurse that's who knows where on a TV screen in the room, which is also where it's heading.
Well, a
scary
couple
out
of
there.
hospitals have tried it. I know. I know of one locally. I know of another one that's doing it now. I know the one locally ended up like nixing the whole project with virtual nurses because it became a really big kerfuffle about not feeling like people were there to care, basically. Essentially the same thing. They weren't kind. They were there to sympathize with them, but they're not there.
Yeah, 100%.
And so I get why it seems like a great idea to do virtual nursing, and I get like it's supposed to help out the nurse, but at the end of the day, I'd never worked in that, but I always like to do my own admissions because that's how I found everything out about my patient.
Exactly.
And if somebody else is doing it, then what am I even there for?
How are you even going to give report?
Yeah, exactly. So I never quite understood that, but that was me.
No, I'm totally with you. I think that it becomes the equivalent of like trying to call for like customer service and reaching a recording, or like, I want a real person so that I can talk to them and tell them how I'm feeling and whatever. And they have the power to do the thing. When you're talking to a virtual person about your nursing issues, like they can listen because they're a real person and whatever, but like, what are they going to do about it? They're not there to make any difference or talk to anyone, it's just,
well, and that's, I think the whole point of him too, talking about kind versus nice. And he was like, a kind nurse is going to fight for, you as a patient. They're going to make sure you have the things you need. A nice nurse is just, they're going to smile and they're going to be polite, but what good are they?
What good is that? Exactly.
Nothing.
Yep. Totally.
Yeah.
Facts.
Facts on facts.
Facts.
So, well, again, I'm so glad you guys came, and I will let you go home now.
Thank you
I
so
won't hold
much
them
for
hostage
having
any
us.
longer. Thanks for coming, and you guys come back anytime. Honestly,
Yeah.
And as things progress, like
we definitely want check-ins.
talk about it.
We want to be part.
Yeah.
We want to know your success story.
Yep.
Yay.
That would be cool to be able to look back on the beginning, the middle,
Yeah.
that
Not
kind of
the
thing.
end, but yeah.
No, there's no end. There's no end.
No end in sight.
Well, the end goal is to be wealthy and not working every day.
There you
Yeah,
go.
definitely
Yes.
know us then too.
Yeah.
There you go.
My goal is to be a stand-up comedian. I'm just trapped in a nurse's body.
You can do that. You
Okay.
can just go do stand-up comedy somewhere.
You could, but I don't think I can.
But you could.
We'll see. I'm going to see Matt Matthews in a couple of weeks.
That
Did I
sounds
ever tell
fun.
you about this?
Uh-uh.
I'm gonna shoot my shot with him and see if he'll come on
Is
our
he your-
podcast.
Oh, I was thinking he was like your free pass or something.
No, he's gay. No,
Oh,
no, ma'am.
damn.
I am A-okay with Jason Michael only. I ain't got no time for nothing else anyway.
Right?
But
Far
no.
enough to keep one man happy.
Right. We've talked about that with Sister Wives. Like, how can that even work? You can't even keep one happy. But anyway, that's
Straight
another
up.
story.
Straight up.
But I'm gonna try to get him to come on the podcast. Told Jason, what's the worst that he could say? No.
Right. Yeah. You might as well ask.
You'd be absolutely shocked. About how many people you could get on just by asking. Like I said, Ray had the Dodgers photographer on his podcast. He had the whoever was Barack Obama's personal photographer. I don't even remember his name. But
Wow.
he's several very
That's cool.
famous people too. I could care less about these people, but famous
Right.
people
But
in
in
that
his
community, you know
world,
what I mean?
yeah,
Like in that
right.
world was very impressive. So,
Yeah.
and all just from an email.
That's cool.
So, yeah.
Yeah, you just never know.
Just gotta shoot
Never
your
know.
shot. 100%.
Well, guys, thanks for coming back, listening.
Yep.
And hanging out with us today. And gals, with that,
Yes.
we're done.
Okay.
Awesome.
Yay.
We
Tell
out.
everybody to follow us on TikTok.
Mhm.
Oh, yeah, tell them your name. Yeah.
So we are the Nurse Educator Collective. We're on TikTok. We're on Instagram. We're on
YouTube.
YouTube.
They're on Facebook for us older
Facebook.
people.
Yep. If you find any of our socials, any of the simulations we talked about today are going to be in our stand store, which is linked in our bio of all of those platforms. We also have Etsy as well.
Yep.
So,
That's
yeah.
a good one.
Yeah.
And I'll
Lots of
put
stuff coming.
direct links in,
Yeah, and we'll
in the
share 'em too
podcast
as
and the
well.
video
Yeah. That's
to the
awesome.
YouTube
Thank
channel
you.
and add everything. So,
Fantastic.
yeah.
Great.
Got to support.
Always.
Love it.
Small
Love it.
business, man. It's rough out there.
That's right.
It's rough out there. Thank you.
All right, guys. And we out.
All right.
Bye.
Bye.
Thanks, everybody, for listening. Make sure to share and like us on Facebook at www.facebook.com/The Adventures of E, and on YouTube at www.youtube.com/@Adventures of E. See you next time.